Hello, friends. Welcome to the first end of the year update that I've given as the Young Life College Director of Manhattan. And let me tell you, things have been crazy since the last time I updated you guys. For those of you who remember, we had a group of students come to do rooftop hot cocoa about 3 weeks ago. And we hung out for about 3 hours. And at the end, I asked them, hey, what do you want to come from this? And they said, and I quote, we want to do a Bible study, a weekly Bible study. Can we do that? Yes. Yes, we can. And this is crazy, y'all, because up until this point, the vision was 10 colleges in 10 years. But as far as what college we start at, we don't know. NYU, Columbia, the city colleges, which there's a plethora of city colleges, we didn't know where we were going to start. And a lot of it was just discerning where to start with. And when God brought these students to me, my thought was, okay, God, I think this may be a group of students you want me to invest in, but I'm not sure. I will lean in and test the waters to see indeed if your hand is in this. And whenever they said, can we do a weekly Bible study on their own volition, I didn't even hint at that. It's kind of like, well, it's kind of hard to argue with. So I'm going to continue to lean into these students, and we've already begun the weekly Bible study, and start praying and asking for continued confirmation that this is where God wants us to go. But so far, it's looking like yes, which is exciting and scary for a lot of different reasons. Exciting because we're going after the kids. These kids are kids who are from Manhattan. If you go to a city college, which all these kids go to a city college, you are from Manhattan, 90% chance. You were born here, you were raised here, and you're going to stay here after you graduate. That's exciting for the ministry. It's also the kids who just were not given the same opportunities that those kids at NYU and Columbia were, which I just have a heart for those kids. Nothing against those students, but I just have a heart for the kids who weren't given a shot, the same shot. They're gifted enough, they're talented enough, just don't have the same resources. And they end up at the city colleges. Most of them, a lot of them, are the first of their family to do so. That comes with a lot of challenges because, again, they don't have the same financial backing that a lot of these other students do, or the same opportunities. Most of them work a job, if not two, on top of their college career and are trying to provide not just for themselves, but their families. They also live from outside of Manhattan and all the other boroughs, which makes it hard to plan any event because from like the top of the Bronx to the bottom of Brooklyn, it's like 2 hours, 2 to 3 hour train ride. So it just makes things really challenging, especially when they don't even have time. They have the want to, they just don't have the capacity right now because they're working so much. So it just makes things really, really hard for a lot of different reasons. But ultimately, I'm excited. It's a diverse group of students. It's the group that I have always had a heart for, and I'm hopeful that God will continue to bless us with confirmation that this is indeed the direction He wants us to go. And as I've been thinking about the direction He wants us to go, I've thought, okay, God, if you were to continue to bless this ministry in the way that you already have, and you were to say yes to everything I asked, what would that be? What are our goals for this time next year? Let me read them to you. Here's what I came up with. By this time next year, I am hoping that we would be in position to hire a full-time staff member. That we would have 3 student staff. Just so you know, that's challenging. They can't be volunteers. These kids are working and they need to be paid. So that would be expensive to have 3 student staff, have 100 students actively engaged in Young Life College. If God said yes to that one, by this time next year, we would be further than Young Life College has ever been in Manhattan. Further is probably not the right word. We would have more students actively engaged in the ministry than ever before. 5 college leaders, 5 college leaders in training, 5 adult leaders, 3 small groups, active small groups, 75% of those small groups consisting of college students and 25% of college age students. 5 salvations, 5 kids who do not know God by this time next year will know God. $200,000 raised, and 300 people on the prayer team, with 100 of them being local. We're at about 160 people on the prayer team right now. About 10 of them are from New York City. So we'd almost have to double in that size and increase from 10 to 100 locally. all of those goals, if they were to come through, it would have to be a miracle. And what I ask myself is, all right, Lord, if you were to say yes to all these things, would we need more funding for them to happen? And it's 100% yes. From a staff member to 3 college staff to providing for 100 students that aren't as well financially resourced, which means I'm going to have to back all that financially, would just mean we would need a lot of help. We're in a really good position already with fundraising, but if these things were to happen, we would need more. We would just need more financial help and more prayer. Gosh, we need more prayer. So, since it is the end of the year, and I know a lot of you are considering where to put your finances, if this, what I've said to you today, is convicting, it resonates, and it's something you're passionate about, I would like you to consider Young Life College. I would ask you to consider Young Life College. If it's not, that's okay. There's a billion ministries that could use finances. But if this is something that you feel in your heart is something you would like to invest in, to partner up with further than you already have, then please consider Young Life College. God is already doing a ton. We're about a semester ahead of schedule of what I thought we'd be. And I am hopeful that this is not just a one-time deal with God where he helps us a lot at the beginning and not towards the end. I'm hopeful that he's going to continue to do some crazy things as he's already done so far. So please consider partnering with Young Life College, investing in Young Life College as you're considering your end of your giving. Thank you for what you've already done. You are awesome. Big fan of each and every one of you. Love you guys. And I hope you'll have an amazing Christmas break.